Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. So, where we last left off, uh, there was some interesting first 10 minutes for like chapter 12 before it ended. Erica was pretty much in a bit of a coping mood if you think about it that way. I mean, she really didn't like how she handled that loss, in a way. I mean, to be fair, Balor jumping out the window sounded pretty bizarre to me. Because there can be two things, right? I'm pretty sure any human can just well, I don't think an old man would survive from intensely just jumping out of the window unless you're fucking agile enough to grab the fucking rain gutter that way or some shit like that. You know, within Balor, like, well, I don't need to have to explain this to you to begin. So there's that. And well, there is Natsuki with and the rest of it was just Natsuki having the excuse to hide in the closet. But there was a I made up this interesting bit. There was a bit of the interesting decisions. Whether Shannon gets killed off or not uh depends on whether Natsuki's situation gets improved or not. So there's that. So let's continue because Hideyoshi decided to go in this guest room to where Natsuki was hiding in the closet, but he just decided to just sleep on that bed. It seems. But yeah, let's continue. I strained my ears, trying to hear that strange voice, and was shocked to discover that it was Hideyoshi weeping. Hideyoshi, who had lost his only son, was finally able to shed tears and cry, now that he was all alone like this. Thinking that he needed to support Eva in her distress, he acted as though he alone was standing firm. However, he has as good a right to cry as anyone. And now, and now that he's found a place where no one can see his tears, he finally let himself do it. And I've lost my daughter. I haven't seen her corpse with my own eyes, so it still doesn't really feel like she's dead. But if the one who carried her off was the culprit, and he had some repulsive motive for doing it, just thinking about it makes it feel as though my chest will tear itself apart. The reason I'm hiding in here now is that I'm thinking more about my still living husband than my dead daughter. But if I were given the chance, I'd be waiting at the top of my lungs too. I'd be wailing at the top of my lungs too. Sorry. However, I still cannot let myself do that. It isn't because the man from 19 years ago told me to hide. It's because I'm the final head of the Ushiromiya family. It's been completely overshadowed by the recent uproar, but last night, Badler-kun found the hidden gold and even gained the head's ring from that mysterious envelope. At the very end, when it's all over, I probably won't be able to prevent his ascension as the head. And when everything regarding this distribution of the inheritance is revealed, the Ushiromiya family honor and glory passed down from father will plummet to the earth. So, I am the final head. Badler-kun will probably inherit the remaining wealth of the Ushiromiya family. However, its history and honor will all end with my generation. Therefore, I am the final head. I must not cry. Not yet. Until I get my husband back and avenge my daughter, I will not be allowed to shed tears. In the closet, I silently hung my head as I listened to Hideyoshi-san's sobs. Oh shit. Huh? My heart leapt. I heard a sound that must have been Hideyoshi-san, who had probably been lying prostrate on the bed, bounding to his feet. Did he notice me?
どっから入ったんや。なんやそれ。まさか。じゃ。
He was clearly in a struggle with someone. Who on earth could it be? No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's probably the culprit, and they're probably trying to take Hideyoshi-san's life. Shouldn't I jump out of here and help him? If I can't help him, shouldn't I call for help? No, but if I do something like that, I'll be questioned about why I was hiding here. However, if Hideyoshi-san gets killed like this... No, now isn't the time to be saying that. At this rate, he'll certainly be killed. I'll jump out of here and help him right now. But if I do that, even if I can save Hideyoshi-san, I might be abandoning my husband's life. Hideyoshi-san's life and my husband's life. How sinful it would be to try and weigh those against each other. At that time, there was a loud sound as the door opened, and the chain was pulled tight. Someone was trying to open the door despite the chain being set.
あなた、私よ。開けてくれる？
エヴァ！
あなた？何？どうしたの？あなた！ここを開けて！これ開けて！開けてあなた！誰か！
Uh-oh. She opened and closed the door over and over again with all her might, but of course she couldn't snap the chain. Eva-san called for help in a loud voice and raced through the hallway. By this time, the room had settled back into silence, and that earlier sense of Hideyoshi being in a noisy struggle had disappeared completely. What's going on here? So, right now, I'm in the same room as the murderer who killed Hideyoshi-san? Oh shit. What it meant to be was, I'm in the same room as the murderer who killed Hideyoshi-san? In that case, the culprit should try to escape from the room as soon as possible, so why are they hiding in here? I haven't heard anything. Nothing that might have been the culprit who attacked Hideyoshi-san rushing away. No matter how much I strain my ears, I can't sense anyone in the room. In fact, it's so silent that it makes what happened just a second ago feel like an illusion. In other words, does this mean that the culprit is hiding his breath? Standing just outside this closet, waiting for me to stumble out? I don't even know what I should be scared of anymore. If only I could just melt away into the darkness of this closet. I mustn't remain in this room any longer. I get the feeling I have more to worry about than just my personal safety. But what should I do? I don't even know if it's a good idea to leave this closet. Eventually, the clamor of many rushing footsteps approached. I'll hold my breath again and melt away into the darkness of the closet. Eva dashed back, bringing everyone with her. Goda was gripping some wire cutters to cut the chain with. After trying to open the door again and confirming that the chain was still set, she yelled through the crack in the door.
あなた！今ここ開けるわ！早くそれで切断して！
はい。
Goda stuck the large wire cutter, which looked like it could slice off a whole finger, through the crack of the door, and easily severed the chain.
あなた！
Excuse me. As soon as it was severed, Eva pushed Goda aside and dashed in. The others tried to follow her, but they bumped into Eva, who had fallen to her knees, moaning. So even though they couldn't tell much of what was going on inside the room, They could tell by Eva's moans that they were too late.
なんてこった。
南條先生、主人を見て早く。
今見ます。嘘だろ。秀吉おじさんが休むって出てって10分かそこいらだってのに。
お風呂場には誰もいない？
はい。誰もおりません。
なんということでしょう。
残念だが手の施しようがない。
Oh, I haven't even checked on the characters yet. And it just notified just now. Corpse discovered in a guest room on the first floor of the mansion. He had been pierced through the back with a demon stake. Its tip reached as far as his lungs. Because he was lying face down on the bed, suicide must be ruled out. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, not really 7, but 6, because Kraus is missing. Nanjo stood up, hanging his head sadly. It was only natural, because anyone, even if they weren't a doctor, would think that at a glance. Hideyoshi was lying face down on the bed, and stuck deep into his back was something like a blade with an intricate demonic design on it. When Eva pulled it out with all her might, they could tell that it wasn't a blade, but some kind of stake. And its sharp tip had penetrated nearly 15 centimeters in. It had probably dug deep into the lungs. If it had been stuck in any harder, the tip might even have pierced all the way through the surface of his chest.
だから待っててって言ったのに。どうして一人で先に行っちゃったのよ。バカバカバカ。
多分犯人は俺たちが油断してばらけるのを待ってたんだろうな。ちくしょうめ、まだ血が足りねえってのかよ。
やはりこの屋敷のどこかに隠れていて私たちを狙っているのでしょうか。
それよりおかしいわ。この部屋は戸締まりが完璧なのよ。
確かに鎧戸も全て閉まってますし、扉にはさっきまでチェーンが。
それはおかしいではありませんか。それじゃ犯人はどうやってこのお部屋の秀吉様を襲ったというんですか。
扉の隙間からこの杭を投げて刺したとか。
その隙間から秀吉さんのベッドは完全に死角よ。銃を使ったって殺せやしない。おかしな話になったわ。
I mean, unless you can stick the... Well, there's...
密室殺人よ。
I mean, unless you can stick the barrel of the gun through the crack of the door, it could be possible, but... I don't know. Questionable to me.
密室殺人。
そうと決めつけるのは早いぜ。風呂場の天井を外して天井裏に逃げたこと、あるいは鎧戸が実は外からでも閉められるとかな。
鎧戸は外からはびくともしませんでした。今確認してきました。
ウリコ。
It's no wonder everything felt so quiet and relaxed. At some point, Erica had split from the group. Just now, she had finally arrived and poked her face in from the hallway. When she heard that a crime had occurred in this room, she had watched everyone rush towards the room but circled around to the outer wall herself. And she had gone all by herself to check that the shutter was down on the window, that you couldn't do anything with it from the outside, that there was nothing out of the ordinary.
室内は案の定お約束で。
そういう言い方はねえだろ。
お悔やみ申し上げます。で、室内の状況は？
扉にはチェーンがかかっていて、私たちは切断して入ったわ。
そして窓には全て鎧戸。しっかり内側から施錠されてる。
奥は何を揉めてるんです？
Eva was arguing with Nanjo about something. Apparently she wanted to carry the corpse to the parlor. Nanjo tried to calm her, saying that they should leave the crime scene as untouched as possible until the police came.
ジョージたちの死体はそうしたらどうなったの？犯人にどこかへ持っていかれちゃったのよ。犯人は殺すだけじゃ飽き足らず、遺体にまで何か無体なことをするつもりなのかもしれない。
This is actually a pretty creepy crying face right there.
だからダメ。ここへ主人を一人ぼっちで残していくなんて絶対ダメ。
Eva does have a point. After all, the victims before now have all been carried away after we were shown their terrible wounds.
エリカちゃん、現場をそのままで保存したいだろうが、今回はちょいと折れてもらうぜ。
どうぞご勝手に。私にとって興味があるのは金蔵さんの書斎よりはるかにまともな密室が出現したことだけです。死体には興味ありませんので、どうぞご自由になさってください。
Oh boy. Balor's expression was clearly unhappy, but she ignored him completely.
搬出していただいて結構ですよ、死体。あ、それとも私が邪魔ですか？
Erica backed away from the door to open a path. She showed no trace of any sadness for the dead. Her eyes simply blazed with thoughts of this closed room murder that had appeared. In any event, the great detective had given her permission. Eva and some others wrapped Hideyoshi up in the sheets, and Goda and Rudolph carried him out. The sheets were quickly stained red. It was so painful to see that Shannon and Kumasawa stripped the blanket off the bed to further cover the corpse.
ほら、どきやがれ。
え、どいてますよ。
100枚運ぼう。
はい。
あなた、あなた。
いいこと？みんな。これからは常に団体行動よ。絶対に孤立してはダメ。
犯人は源氏さんを襲った時点でマスターキーを得ているはずだ。 世情がもはや安全を保証しないことは明白だぜ。
しかしチェーンまでされていたのにどうやって。
不可能だ。鎧戸もチェーンロックもしっかりかかっていた。マスターキーがあったってあの部屋に押し入るのは不可能だ。
きっとベアトリーチェ様の仕業ですよ。
ベアトリーチェ様のはずありません。気分は解かれ、すでに儀式の意味は失われたはず。
わかるものが。
Huh. Is that a new angry face?
こんなの魔女にしか不可能だ。
魔女にしか不可能ですか。グッド。いい響きです。
エリカちゃん、話を聞いてる？私たちはこれから全体行動って決まったわ。私たちはまず秀吉さんの遺体を客間へ運ぶ。探偵ごっこはそれからにしない？
She's like, God damn it. When she heard the words playing detective, Erica grimaced visibly. Then everyone stumbled out and she took a single step into the now empty guest room, looked around, and burned that scene into her eyes. Erica claimed to have a photographic memory. If that was true, those few seconds were more than enough for her. Later on, she could sip black tea in the parlor while perusing the photograph of the scene inside her memory, playing the part of an armchair detective. Then suddenly, her eyes stopped on the closet off to the side. Oh no. Oh, Natsuki, you're fucked. A closet for hanging overcoats. If it was large enough to fit a coat on a hanger, a person should be able to hide in it. Slowly, Erica stretched her hand out towards the closet. Erica's shoulder was grabbed roughly from behind.
行くぜ探偵さん。
Oh, thank God. Battler actually stopped her. his face is like, Erica, stop fucking around and let's head out already.
団体行動を乱すなって修学旅行で習わなかったか？
私が旅行に行くと必ず人が死ぬってお約束がありまして。
ほら、何してやがるガキども。早く来い。
Rudolph told him to hurry. After clicking her tongue and glaring at the closet, Erica followed Battler back to the parlor for the time being. Rudolph came in and was like, "Hey, stop fucking around and hurry up, you idiots." I don't think Rudolph would even say that, but yeah, even Battler would say something like that. For the time being. The sound of their footsteps finally faded. That time of terror, when I feared that even the dripping of the cold sweat covering my cheeks might be noticed, had finally ended. With my hand that still couldn't stop trembling, I slowly opened the closet door and dashed out into the hallway. It's okay. No one's found me. Still, it's a good thing they didn't lock the door. If they had, I wouldn't be able to lock it behind me after I left, and they'd find that suspicious. Anyway, I should leave this place. Then, I'll return to my room and pretend that I was sleeping the whole time. Yes, if I don't get back soon, a new murder has occurred. They'll probably try to tell me about it. and they'll probably do it shortly after they carry Hideyoshi-san's corpse back to the parlor. I can get around a phone call by saying I was asleep and didn't notice, but if they come knocking directly, that'll be bad. I have to get back quickly before they try to force their way in. I don't know whether I should run out all out noisily, hide my footsteps and walk in secret, or walk around normally as though nothing has happened. At the very least, it'll be bad if I bump into them on their way back to the parlor. Anyway, I'll head to my room at a quick pace without being noticed by anyone. I pass through the hallway to the lobby. If I go up the big staircase in the lobby, my room is just a little bit... Oh,
夏日さん
oh shit. Of course she would be going around. Well, this is going to be fun. Just as she was about to go up the large staircase, Natsuki heard Erika call out to her, and was so surprised that she visibly jumped.
ちょうど今からあなたにも知らせに行こうと思ってたんです。
それはありがとうございます。それで何かありましたか？
今、夏日さん階段を登ってました？夏日さんの部屋って上ですよね。
Erika coldly pointed out this strange fact. Natsuki cursed her bad luck.
寝つけなくて客間に戻ろうとしていたのですが、自分の部屋に鍵をかけたか不安になり戻ろうとしたのです。心配性なのでよくあることです。気にしないでください。
Yeah, she has fucking anxiety. Give her a break.
よくありますよね、そういうの。記憶力に自信のない人にありがちな癖です。
Normally, since Erika was clearly making fun of her, Natsuki might have looked annoyed. However, right now, Natsuki was extremely relieved to hear Erika admit that this sort of thing happened a lot. Okay, so she's not going to make fun of her anxiety.
エリカさんこそお一人でどうしたんですか？
例の客室を調べようかと思いまして。
Uh-oh.
客室？
ええ、大変なことになったじゃないですか。現場検証は私の権利ですので。
Erika's probing gaze peered deep into Natsuki's eyes. She could tell Erika already suspected Natsuki, judging by the subtle nuance in her words. She must be planning to make me slip up and reveal that I know about the crime with Hideyoshi, when I supposedly haven't been told about it yet. Natsuki played dumb and asked what had happened again.
何か？
いいえ、何でも。また最初の事件の繰り返しですね。
どういう意味ですか？
またあなたは自室で。そして今回もそのアリバイを証明できないわけですよね。
おっしゃっている意味がわかりません。
What?
逆を言えば私が自室にいなかったことをあなたこそどう証明されるわけですか？
おや、そうきましたか。ならばそれはおいおい。鍵は後にしてください。皆さんに重大な話があります。
鍵を確認したら戻ります。先に始めていてください。
秀吉さんが殺されました。その件についてです。
She had planned on using the need to check her lock as an excuse to escape to her own room, after which she would claim to have a sudden headache and stay in bed the rest of the time. However, now that she had been informed of Hideyoshi's murder, it would be clearly suspicious to postpone that and escape to her room. She was already under suspicion that just because she'd been seen heading up the stairs to the second floor, she couldn't afford to do anything else suspicious. Natsuki gave up and headed for the parlor as Erika had urged her to do. Well, ain't that fun. When she opened the door to the parlor, Eva's sobs poured out, and everyone glanced at Natsuki with grave faces. Those gazes almost made it look as though they suspected Natsuki. Oh, is this where we're going to lead to the very beginning of episode 6? Oh, just from the beginning of episode 6? Oh, God. It was now painfully apparent to Natsuki. This must have been what that man was after. It was a trap to create the baffling closed root mystery and try to frame her for it. However, she couldn't have resisted. She couldn't sacrifice her husband's life. And while it's true I hid in the closet, that's all I did. I definitely haven't committed murder. I might be extremely suspicious, but I'm not the culprit. And most importantly, I'm not under suspicion yet. I'll tell the police everything. I'll have to endure until then. I'm sure one of the servants is a traitor. Even in a situation like this, if I mention my husband being held hostage, the culprit will hear and might use it as an excuse to kill him.
ちょうど夏日さんが戻ってきてくれました。全員が揃ったところで、私から皆さんにとても重要な話があります。
重要な話？
What's the important?
重要な話です。最初の事件からをすべて皆さんの前で整理したいと思います。
それなら他の皆さんとなさってください。私はそういうことは警察に任せるべきと思っています。関心がありません。
整理した上で重要なお話があるのです。あなたにも誰にも断る権利はありません。
Erika used her detective's authority to proclaim the start of an assembly. None of the pieces could disobey, praying that she wouldn't become the topic of conversation. Natsuki reluctantly sat on the sofa as she'd been urged to.
ああ、すみません。その扉閉めてもらえます？
はい。
Shannon and Cannon closed the door. Since it had been decided a short while ago to lock all doors and windows carefully, Cannon locked it. That lock, which existed to protect the safety of this room, felt like a lock on a prison cell to Natsuki, one that would hold her in place and prevent any escape. Natsuki still hadn't noticed. Though Erika had gone into the corridor to check the crime scene in Hideyoshi's room, her goal had changed. Oh shit. Anyway, her goal had changed. In other words, from Erika's point of view, the sound of that lock was truly...
Checkmate.
Erika said that suddenly. Burn Castle said that suddenly.
あら早い。何？もう犯人分かっちゃったの？まだ事件だって全然進んでないのよ。もう少し殺させていろいろと手がかりを集めればいいのに。
さあラムダ、すべての駒を集めなさい。ここからが一番面白いんじゃない？思い切り楽しみましょう。お互いにね。
どうかしらね。お手並み拝見といくわよ。
24時のゲームセットを待たずにもう仕掛けてきたとはな。ベルンカステル教名、気の早い御人よ。
相当の早仕掛けですな。この段階でもう勝てる算段があるとは。
普段なら魔女の存在を主張するだけで勝てるけど、今回は夏日や金蔵や守るものが多いわ。面倒な戦いになりそうね。
面倒な戦い、大いに望むところよ。わらわの黄金の島でこれ以上の好き勝手はさせぬわ。受けて立とうぞ、ベルンカステル教。
God damn.
フルドエリカ。
Alright. Let's see. Let's see what shit we have to endure more in this one. Oh, we're back to the Golden Land. In the Golden Land, the endless rain continued to fall. Battler was nowhere to be seen. It would very soon reach the time that Battler had joined in on the fifth game, and control of the pieces would be passed on to Battler. In other words, he would only be officially added to the game now in this final stage, where Burn Castle had pinpointed the culprit. So, he had left the arbor a short while ago. Now, the only ones in sight were Virgilia, who continued to knit silently, and Beato, who just sat there blankly amidst the smell of her black tea, not even putting the cup to her lips. Virgilia stopped the knitting for a moment and looked out across the vast golden rose garden that extended as far as the eye could see.
バトラ君は誰が犯人云々というだけのゲームなら、もう二度と屈することのない力を身につけたと言えるでしょう。第4のゲームまでであなたは全てのメッセージを彼に伝えています。つまりバトラ君はいつでも全ての真実に気づいてもよいということです。しかし彼には甘えがある。だから
Well, she's not wrong that Battler can be pretty bit of a softie at times. I mean, aren't we all?
このままゲームを幾百と続けたとしても永遠に解けはしない。まるで青い鳥を探すかのように永遠にさまよい続けるだけ。
100 times? That is going to take forever. Oh, that'd be so exhausting. Oh my goodness. And that is you, Beatrice. It's the same for you. Even if this game continues hundreds more times, you will never reach the answer you seek for all eternity. Burn Castle will abuse this game without a doubt. Lambda Delta will also churn this game about with the utmost arrogance. At a glance, that may be humiliating and appear to you and Battler as though the game has been stolen from you. However, that is something the two of you need right now. To end Battler's naive softness, to end your hesitation.
だからあなたはあの二人を呼んだのです。あなたたちの永遠の拷問を終わらせるため。あの二人はあなたに勝利か敗北のいずれかを与えるでしょう。しかしそれはいずれであってももはや慈悲に満ちたものです。あなたにももうそれは分かっているはず。
Virgilia faced Beato, whom she had come to adore as a daughter, with cold eyes that she must not have shown often. It was like the gaze of a mother who, instead of scolding, silently urges their child to recognize their mistake.
ベアトリーチェ、 あなたはいつまでそうして生きるでもなく死ぬでもなく天国に昇るでもなく地獄に落ちるでもなく煉獄山の頂上でぼんやりとしているつもりなの。
In other words, how long are you going to be intended to act like a vegetable? Oh? She did make a bit of a sound.
私はワルギリア。彼を煉獄山に案内し頂上のあなたのところまで連れてきました。そしてあなたはベアトリーチェ。彼の手を取って天国へ登るか彼を抱いて地獄へ落ちるか選ばなくてはならない。
Hold on. I gotta get something. I gotta get more drink, so I'll be right back. Anyway, I am back. I have to get some more water because the throat starts to block up again when you read nonstop. Anyway, it's right here. Virgilia's continuing to console Beatrice, considering she's just sitting there like a lifeless doll. Did you know that the discord called Purgatory, which lies in the gap between heaven and hell, is sometimes more torturous than even hell itself? On the gates of hell, it is written that you must abandon all hope. A human without hope can accept their suffering and give up. However, the residents of Purgatory have hope. A hope of possibly reaching heaven, a hope that cannot be abandoned, and it tortures them. Even in the depths of hell, no greater torture device exists than the single pin known as hope.
飛びなさい。煉獄の崖より。淡く脆くてくだらない希望の未練ごとパンドラの箱を開け放ってしまいなさい。
Open up Pandora's box.
怖いでしょ。
Maybe I am.
箱を開けるのは
Beato was silent, but with a single tear, she nodded slightly.
箱の中の猫は生きているのか死んでいるのか
The Schrodinger's cat.
それを確かめる時に来ました。死んでいる猫ならば早く供養して天へ昇ってもらいなさい。生きている猫ならば早く餌を与えて全ての愛情を注いであげなさい。生き死にに関係なくあなたの猫箱は猫を永遠に冒涜しています。あなたが開くことを恐れた箱の鍵をあの二人が持ってきてくれましたよ。
Beatrice, it's time for you to die now. I hope that your heart is stopped by the hand of the person you desire. Oh, chapter just ends just like that. Time moves forward on and on. Oh, that's a lot of time moved forward. Holy moly. Has it finally reached the end? Sunday, October 5th, 1986 is 2400 hours. The Great Court of Illusions. Whoa. That is crazy. Look at this. Now we're... Oh no. Is this doomed? Why am I getting the feeling that Natsuki was summoned to is it is this I'm getting this prediction like in my head that Natsuki is summoned to trial. And this is not gonna look so well for her. Or it could be someone else. Who knows? It said here that all of the game pieces on the game were gathered here. And I'm gonna assume that Dalinor is here as well. This track is a banger. So here's what happened, right? Natsuki was well, she was able to hid in the closet successfully without being seen. Erika was trying to suspect that someone is in the closet, but she was stopped by Badler. Natsuki tried to sneak out of the closet and go from the guest room to her room upstairs, but Erika was stopped. So there's that. And that leads from Natsuki run to the parlor, and that's where shit hits the fan. And I feel like that when it stopped right there, because it was like, wait a minute, that's where, oh, that's it's going to show that Erika going to point at Natsuki, say, oh, now, well, you're the culprit, but it's not going to show it because it's already hinting that anyway. All of the stuff that led from the beginning is like, yeah, chapter 14. So all of this from first 13 chapters up to now are just how it leads up to Natsuki's fate. And then I do find it pretty unfortunate. Because the thing is, like, well, Natsuki didn't do anything. Look, I don't know why they're just trying to paint that Natsuki's the bad person. She was just hiding in the closet, just minding her own business. She needed it to save. She has to in order to save her husband. It's not like, or maybe she could be duped. She could be manipulated the whole time. But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop it from here. Yeah, I know I pause it around like 40 minutes in and say like, I'll be right back. Maybe I'll continue more, but I think this is a pretty interesting place to stop it from here. All right, so next part, let's figure out what happens from this, interesting scene. So, with that said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.